All right, well, it's Lisa, and yeah, let's continue on with our demo of exercise 3. So we left off on lucky number 13. Create rules that add this font family, Oswald, Verdana, Geneva, Tahoma, Sans Serif, to your UL and OL elements and your H3. So we're going to first add, let's add our H3. It's actually added up here so that we have a little organization happening. And push that in. So again, we're going to do fonts family, and we're doing this one, and we're adding Oswald. I think that was what we were doing. Yes, sans serif. Okay, so that's it for H3. And then we're going to make an OL and a UL. So remember, this is the ordered and the unordered list. We're just going to copy this. It's a little concerning that Geneva is not in. Not in red, but that's okay. And then we'll check our document to see when it's working, which is fabulous. You can see all the lists change to Oswald, which is great. All right, so next thing, add the font weight of 300 to both lists and 500 to the H3. Okay, so 300, so font dash weights. And 500 to the H3. And again, this is setting the weight that we downloaded, or that we activated, I should say. Ooh, and yeah, look at that. Much better. Love it. All right, so choose the size from the scale for the list items and the H3. The list will be on a colored background, so don't make them too small. Okay, so we're going to come back here to our scale, and we're going to choose the size for H3. So remember, H1 was the biggest, H2 next. So H3 will grab this one. Oops. Maybe H3 will grab this one. And font size. And then for the list items, let's actually do this one. Okay, and save it. You can see everything got slightly larger, which is good. Okay, and then let's see. Wrap the paragraphs in a single article tag. Be sure to include the H1. So we're going back to our index, and we're going to wrap them in an article tag. So basically what that means is, whoops, just type the word article. Oh, and be sure to include the H1. I said it and then immediately didn't do it, so make sure you do not follow in my past. Oops, did I get that back one? And the reason that we're wrapping it in an article is just so we can style it later on. So we're calling it kind of that chunk of information is called article. So you shouldn't see anything change, but we will do something at some point. All right, wrap the list in a single div and give the div a class of lists. This includes your favorite site link. Okay, so what this is going to look like is we're going to come back to our article down here. And we're going to do div. And we're using the class equals lists. And basically what this is we're telling the browser that anything that's inside of this thing called lists needs to be styled according to our our lists CSS. Say that quickly many times. Okay, so this includes your favorite site. Okay, use RGB values, give your list a background color from the palette. So we're gonna do some CSS styling with our lists. I don't know why it's so difficult for me to say that. So we're gonna do dot lists. And when you're doing a class, it has a little dot before it. And we're going to do background like we did before. And we need our RGB colors. Oops. Oops, background. And we're going to come back to our, oops, here. Let's do 75. $103, 143. Okay. And make your text white. So let's come down here and do color. And white is hashtag FF. Lots of Fs. And save. All right, so now let's check our item and see what's happening. And yeah, what happened with that background? Let's see, did that change things? No. There it is. using the wrong indicator. Okay, so that looks good. And then we're going to put one of these at the end and get the spacing there. So another good note, if you have issues with seeing things, just make sure that you have all of the right characters. I was using a bracket instead of a paragraph, so it was not working. But for this, it should say RGB and then have the paragraphs, and then you can see the little example there as well. All right, so that is where we are going to stop in this video. So hopefully you have larger stuff going on, that Oswald font, and you have your list with a background color and white text. So in our final video, we are going to do 20 to 32 and save this all out.